All right, welcome back to another episode of ADHD and Crochet, and welcome to my new setup. So, we are right before going to have a choice between another die or the chicken. And actually, I forgot to grab my die, so I'm going to grab that real quick. I don't know where it is. I just moved. The move is complete. So we're just going to roll the d8 itself and see if we get to actually put it together or the chicken. So as before, even numbers will be the die, odd numbers will be the chicken. And that was not a number. All right, so we got 6. So once again, we are going to do the die. After this, we will probably take a hiatus from doing these as it will be spooky season. And I've got some various Halloween-esque items to work with. All right, so we are going to start down here. So I'm going to remove this pen. One of the short ones. I like to separate my pins out. I'm going to see exactly how long this video actually takes. So far, the dice themselves have only taken about 45 minutes, maybe a little less. We're going to see if this follows the same trend. This does have more sides to sew together. Obviously, it is a D8 rather than a D6 or a D4. There are going to be more seams. In case anybody was wondering, the drive took only 2 days for us. We did about 10, 11 hours each day. And there were only a few hiccups with the house itself being ready for us by the time we got here. But the cats did fantastic the entire way. We just kind of let them free roam through the car. And they were very good. And like 2 days after we got here, we were digging around in the backyard, moving some stuff around, and we found all kinds of wildlife. Very fun going from a desert where there's nothing but sand and occasional scorpions to basically a forested area where we found snakes and lizards and bugs and slugs and lots of snails. We have a lot of snails. And all of the snakes we found were ribbon snakes, which were completely harmless and very pretty. I actually caught one and decided to keep him. We named him Noodle. I don't actually know if Noodle is male or female, and I'm just going to assume it's a male. Now I have a wild-caught ribbon snake living in a nice little terrarium. It's actually not little, it's 20 gallons. He's a very docile little guy. very exciting because we've been having off and on thunderstorms and rain. Now, so far, the rain hasn't been like big droplets, it's been like a sprinkle with some thunder, but it's still nice to have actual weather, not just miserable all the time. Not to bury my pens in here. We also have a resident jumping spider. He managed to get himself in the house, and we just haven't done anything about him. The cats don't seem to care about him either. Free pest control. There are a lot of flies and mosquitoes. Getting used to. I have begun setting up to have citronella plants. Get rid of those. Mostly just the mosquitoes. I can live with a couple of flies every now and then. Mosquitoes, don't like those. Unfortunately, it does not look like we are going to get a satisfactory color change on this panel, but I'm sure we will later on. You have to have at least one. I have been trying to work and do things at an actual desk. Weird. I did not have a normal desk set up for myself. The old house. I actually have a whole room and office set up in this house. Simultaneously weird and nice. I think I need to get myself like an ADHD chair. One of the ones where you can move around in and put your feet up and whatnot. The office is carpet, but if I do get a rolling chair of some sort, I will also need to get some sort of pad for the wheels to sit on so they don't get stuck in the carpet. I'll also at some point need to get myself some new gloves. The little strips that help keep them tight on your hands with the compression part are starting to come off since I used these during the move. But it's fine. Definitely been interesting getting set up here. We have a park nearby. The time change is a little odd, something to get used to. I did have to change my work schedule a little bit. No longer working an early morning schedule, which I kind of enjoyed. A little quieter in the early morning. But I'm still getting up about the same time, which is actually very early for Arizona time. Humans are creatures of habit, so we're going to do that anyways. We do what we find comfortable. So there may be some early morning videos that I record. I'm hoping to eventually do some outside ones as well. Maybe crocheting while it's raining. This house has a covered porch. It's not just concrete, it's actually some very pleasing to look at wood. Grabbing on to things we shouldn't be, as we do. There we go. So far, we're doing pretty good of finding the path that doesn't require me going through the inside of the die to get to the next side. You still have like a bunch of projects already pre-made, but I haven't made anything new in a little bit. Move took a lot of my creative energy out of me because I just didn't have any energy. We're slowly getting that back because I felt like recording, and I also realized that I still had 1 week of September uncovered. Didn't have a video set up for that. That's what this is. I'm gonna get October set up. I believe in October I'll start to see some actual color changes in the leaves, which will be fun. I'm very excited for that. It has been so nice because although it has not been like super cool or cold here, it has been 20 degrees cooler than Arizona on a regular basis. I think the high today is like 80 something. I can actually go outside and enjoy it, not just rush from one air conditioned spot to another. Although it did take 3 days for my mop to air dry, so I'm gonna have to be careful about that. Looks like I'm gonna finish off the 5 panel and then off with 8 at the end. The cats are also starting to enjoy being here because they get to go outside more often. They seem to really like that. We did have to get them flea and tick collars though. Those exist out here. They weren't particularly thrilled about those, but they'll get over it. I'm sure they'd much rather have the collar than have actual fleas and ticks on them. Maybe I just have more energy today than I did in previous videos, but I feel like this is going faster than previous ones. We'll see. We're not quite done yet. But we're not even halfway through the video. I feel like we're more than halfway through the dye. Maybe this one just had a better flow than the others. Looks like our colors are matching up a little bit nicer than where we started, so that's cool. kind of sad and funny. I actually ended up losing the D4 during the move. I'm sure it's somewhere in a box. I just don't know where. So I might remake that eventually. I probably won't record that, but I do currently have the D6 somewhere in this room. I know it's in here. Oh, I found it. I just put it somewhere that I didn't think I would forget it. And then I did because I have ADHD. And that's how that works. But not important. If we finish this one super fast, I still want to make this a 45-minute video, so I might grab the next die and start that. Or we may start the chicken. Gotta make sure we get this corner nice and closed. I don't have any gaps for stuffing to escape on. Alright, last side, yep. Yeah, this didn't take very long at all. Again, maybe I just have more energy than I have in the past videos. But I'm not going to skimp out. As soon as we get this side nice and done, I'll grab the d10 and we'll roll to see if we actually put together the d10 or if we put together that chicken that's been sitting here waiting. I'd say patiently, but I know chickens aren't patient. As always, all of these patterns will be listed in the description, or at least the creators of these patterns will be listed in the description. Make our little knot, hide our string. And snip, snip. And we have our D8. And I'm just going to grab our D10. Now, for the D10, I did also make a D100. However, I did already sew that one together. I sewed it together off camera, just so we wouldn't have that redundancy. But I'll grab both so we can just make both. So here is our finished D100, a more unique shape, a little flatter than most dice. And the D10 has that same flatter shape. The only difference is the number of numbers you put on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll again. even numbers for dice, odd numbers for chicken, and we got an 8. So again, the chicken is waiting. All right. Now, I don't believe my string will be long enough, but we will start with it. And down here is going to be a good spot to start. Less pins to be confused by. Shove that in there. Now this one has quite a few more sides, but apparently more sides is less time, confusingly. Again, I think maybe I just got into a rhythm with it. And make our way up the little kite. These are made of basically little kite shapes put together. There's so many pins, you have to figure out where you're going, which one you're working with. Now we work our way back down. And what I kind of feel like is going to happen is we're going to work all the way around the top and then work around the bottom. We'll see. Now that I have this YouTube channel, I feel like I need to make new business cards. Include my YouTube. That's an eventually thing, though. As you get through stitching, grab it. Get these nice defined sides a little bit better. As you should hope for and expect when sewing versus just leaving a pin. Now there are other kinds of D100s, like there's the D100 that is just a ball with 100 sides on it. I might eventually make one of those. I don't know that I would record me making that. If you guys want me to, you can leave a comment and let me know if that's something you would want to see. If not, I totally understand. But that would probably be a multi-video series. My string is getting a little too short to work with to hide it in there like so. And we're going to get a little bit to work with. The end here, I almost snip it off right around the orange. Where did we leave off? We left off here. Pull this through. Have to stuff that stuffing back in there. We're going to stuff our string in. It would like to cooperate, which it doesn't want to, apparently. There we go. And I'm going to kind of double it up here. So it does disrupt the flow a little bit of the color, but it's fine. Everything is fine. Here's my scissors so they stop poking me. Keep going. Kind of fun. I can just go into my backyard and every day we see a little bit of wildlife, whether it be a squirrel or some weird bug. Just yesterday I went outside and I found a really big assassin bug stuck in a spider web. Still there. I don't think the spider actually ate it, but it is still there. We kind of opted to leave most of the spiders alone in our house because they are free control and to be weird. That was nice of it. Sorry, did not mean to do that. To fix my string because it's decided to separate the middle from the outside for some strange reason. There we go. It appears I put one on here twice. It also appears I'm missing 4, so one of those is supposed to be a 4. I'm guessing it's this one. And fix that with puffy paint. Not hard to turn a 1 into a 4. it also appears that I was wrong. We are not going to work around the top and then into the bottom. We're just going wherever the string takes us. I'm at a crossroads. I think we're going to go through 9. I'm sorry, go through 5 and 9. Finish off 8. I go from there. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's going to be my best option here. I don't really have a good option. It is I think I understand why it's taking less time despite having more sides, is because each side is a little smaller the more of them you have. Absolutely just missed a stitch. Oh well. While there are more sides, there are less stitches. Oh, don't know where you went long, but now you're going back into the box. It is definitely better to put more pins than what you need than to have less pins than you need in a project. You are at a higher risk of helping yourself do that. Right. Going to probably finish off 8. This has now become an internalized challenge to finish this die before the end of the video so that I don't have to make another video just to finish this. Since we will be starting spooky season next week, And I don't really like having unfinished projects around, just lying around the house. I feel like we're making some good time. Whenever I finish this die, we'll finish the video. I will say this desk is a little smaller than the table I was working at, but not by much. It was a pretty small table. I do still have that table. It's just not in the desk. Doesn't have my setup on it. And apparently my dice is exiting the scene. Now we're going to go back down. I don't think it really matters which way I go. Pins out because they're poking me while I'm trying to grab onto it. I know their job is to poke things, but it's specifically the things that I put them in. Now the 10-sided dies are full of strange shapes. It's not surprising that the stitching colors don't necessarily want to line up nicely. That is fine. Don't need to. Back down. Just keep moving across here. Now I'm at a fun spot where it definitely doesn't matter which way I go. Maybe I'm going to finish off the 1 and the 7 here. And then we'll go down that last side. And after this, we will be doing some spooky season stuff, and we will have to finish off the last couple of dice in our set after spooky season, or if I just run out of projects during spooky season, we'll see. But we'd probably pick up the dice again in November. I will probably have more chickens. I want to make the chicken pattern into turkeys. I think that would be really easy and really cute. It is based off of a Stardew Valley chicken because they have really cute chickens in Stardew Valley. They're just so plump. Take out these pins. I don't think I need them at this point. I think our challenge has been completed. We did not go over an hour despite doing 2 projects. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so I can make our knot. Find our string. And snip, snip. And there we have it. We have our D8, a D10, which same thing as our D100 really. If you liked this video, please like the video. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for me. And I'll see you guys next time.